Hey there, adventurers and artists. Today we're diving into a Goblin Gang painting session. We've got 9 little green rascals, but we're going to pick these 3 out today. This way, we can introduce subtle variations in skin tone, equipment, and overall appearance. It'll really help bring out the unique personality of each of these little goblins, making them a diverse group of ragtag rapscallions. In Tolkien's world, orcs are often portrayed as the physical embodiment of evil, a chilling reminder of humanity's dark side. But what about goblins? Well, it turns out, goblins are the unfortunate offspring of orcs, who returned underground after a major defeat. The defeat I'm referencing is the defeat of Morgoth, which happens before all of the Lord of the Rings movies, and you can actually hear it referenced quite a bit during it from Sauron and the other bad guys. He's like the big bad guy. So big, in fact, he came from a complete other realm, over to Middle-earth, to have all of humanity and the elves fight him, and then send him back to another plane of existence because he physically cannot die. This dude's soul lives on through people like Sauron and other essences of evil in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. However, the evil did dissipate for a small time, sending orcs cowering into caves, hiding away from the sun, trying not to be found by the forces of good. This warped the orcs, creating a survival instinct to where they could only breed with one another, creating growth defects in their intelligence, and this breeds the goblin. The cave these goblins chose to live in was in the Misty Mountains, and by the time they had the courage to leave said Misty Mountains, the Hobbit was happening. So therefore, we have our first real encounter with goblins, not in the Lord of the Rings, but in the Hobbit. The difference I choose, however, when painting them, is I've decided to go with a more traditional green for my Goblin Gang, whereas goblins in lore traditionally have flesh-colored skin, yellow skin, green skin. Just anything from human to unripe banana is a good range to think of when you're working on goblin skin tones. I decided to go with a green, slimy, more swamp-like texture for my orcs. That way it could represent a more diverse background of bad guys when fighting in the D&D campaign. Since we already have some different flesh-colored monsters, I thought green would be a good scale to kind of work with. Now I add in a little amulet dap-up, some blood here on his weapons and shield. That way it looks like he's bashing someone. Do a little edge on our axe here, and we're about finished up. Like and subscribe to make this hobby my dream job, and we'll see you in the next video.